The names start here. It starts with Chandler Acker, a former Blade photographer who ended up dying in the China-Burma India theater. And the names go around all the way over to here. Past an eternal flame, over 1,100 names. All of Toledo men who were killed in the Second World War. This monument, these men, are why we do this class. I'm Mr. Boyle, and welcome to Honors World War II. This year is obviously going to be a really strange year for us, where we're going to be spending part of our time online and hopefully at some point, part of our time together. I wanted to welcome you to the class. It's by far my favorite thing to teach. World War II is what I've spent the majority of my adult life on. And teaching the World War II class for the past 7 years has really been one of the great honors of my lifetime. And I am so grateful to have every one of you with me for this journey this semester. As strange as it's going to be and as fast as it's going to be, over 13 weeks in a semester instead of the normal 18. So stick with me today. We're going to go through the syllabus. We're going to go through some classroom expectations and what we're going to be doing together between now and the middle of December when this class ends. I'm really excited to be with you guys. Welcome to World War II. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2020-21 World War II course in Toledo Public Schools, Distance Learning. My name is Mr. Boyle. I'm over at Waite High School. I'll be teaching this class more virtually, more distance than normal this year. I am super excited to be back with you guys and able to teach this class however we're going to do it for as long as we're going to do it this way. I really hope that you guys will enjoy not just the coursework here, but I hope you'll enjoy being with each other too. We're going to try and create a community as best we can in these really strange circumstances that we're living in. And if there's one thing I really think you're going to get out of this class this year, I think you're going to learn that a lot of people in American history have gone through a lot worse stuff than us and a lot worse stuff than we're going through right now, and they came out the other end okay. And I guess that's really the only thing I care if you get out of this class this year. I want you to have that appreciation that Toledoans have been tough people for a long time, and we're no different. We're gonna get through this too. And frankly, some of the stuff we're going through is pretty easy compared to some of the stuff that they went through, especially as you'll read in the first couple of weeks as we get going in this class. So my purpose today is to welcome you, to walk through the syllabus with you and give you some expectations about the class and to give you some ways to get in touch with me, because keeping in touch is going to be more critical than it's ever been when we do this virtual learning. So if you'll excuse me for a moment, I'm going to switch down. There we go. So here's our course syllabus. Let me blow it up a little bit for you. You have this in our Google Classroom site where you'll be able to read it at your own leisure. This just kind of gives me the opportunity to talk through things with you. So this is an honors course, which means there is a little more work than a normal course. Specifically, we have a book that we're going to read together, which is not that different from another class. You read books in English, you read books everywhere, right? So we got a book that we're going to read together. And we also have a project that we're going to do. And we'll talk about all of those things as we go through here. So the book we are reading together is an advanced copy of a book called Toledo's War, How the Glass City Shaped and Was Shaped by the Second World War. This book does not come out to normal people until next year. Sometime in 2021, this book will be available in bookstores. We are getting the advanced copy of it to use in class, with the understanding that we are going to provide feedback to the author, Dr. Joanna Rosenhaus from down in Bowling Green. So this is pretty easy. We read the book. We got a couple surveys we do, telling her what we like and we don't like, and then we get it back to her. So that's the book we're going to read together. Number 2, the project. So as we talk about the course goals, this course looks into the causes of the Second World War, the nature of the Second World War, how it was fought and whatnot, and then the effects of the Second World War. You are expected by the end of this to understand the military, social, economic, and geographic aspects of the Second World War, and especially how it has shaped the world ever since. So many things that we deal with today are direct effects of the Second World War, and it's really important as decent citizens to understand this. Centerpiece of the course is something we call the Fallen Heroes Project. Each and every one of you is going to be assigned the name of a Toledoan who was killed in World War II. There were more than 1,107 Toledo men and women killed in the Second World War. Each of you is going to get one of their names. You're going to get a name nobody else has had before. Every year, one person gets one person. And if we have about 40 kids a year, it's going to take about 35 years to go through all the names. We'll talk more about that project in a little bit. But I want to say right now, if you have religious beliefs that prohibit you from participating in such a project, I completely understand it. I've had a number of students over the years who have said, Mr. Boyle, I belong to X church. In our church, we don't believe in honoring anyone other than God. That is not a problem. The one thing is, I need to know that no later than the second Friday of this course. So no later than about 2 weeks from now, depending on when you're watching this video. I need that written notification from you and a parent or guardian. And then I will give you an alternative assignment that will be the same amount of work, the same amount of time, etc., but something that will fit within your beliefs framework. So that's just kind of the upfront stuff. Expectations. As it says here, this is a college prep course. Okay? What does that mean? What does it mean for a course to be college preparatory? Well, some of the things that you have to be able to do in college. You are going to be reading all the time in college. When you get a history class, there's not a textbook like there is in a normal class. It's like this class where we're getting a book that some author wrote about something, except that in college, if I'm being completely honest with you, you're going to get like 4 or 5 of these books to read in the course of 18 weeks instead of 1. So you have reading you have to do in a college preparatory class. That gets you ready for college. You have research. Research is a big part of almost every class in college. So you're going to have research you have to do for me. You're going to have writing to do in college. So you're going to have some writing to do for me. And frankly, that's what we do in this class. There's not going to be a lot of daily homework. There's reading guides, but it's not like I'm going to be giving you a worksheet or something like that. Like a lot of what we do in this class is going to be structured just like a class that you'd have in your first or second year of college. As a distance learning class, this class has further expectations, especially this year since distance learning is even further distance. And if I'm being completely honest, one of the other things that is a college prep skill is self-motivation. In college, professors don't take attendance. In college, they don't really care whether you're keeping up or falling behind. You have to motivate yourself to get out of bed. You have to motivate yourself to get to class. And this year, more than ever, you guys experienced it last spring. It's really on you to motivate yourself. I'm going to do everything I can to help motivate you, but you really have to motivate yourself. And that's always been true in our distance learning programs. It's more true than ever this year. So the syllabus says, though I'm physically in each classroom with you, I am not physically in each classroom with you. I do demand the same standards I would in my room. So when we have live sessions, and we will attempt to have live sessions in this class twice a week, when we have a live session, don't talk when somebody else is talking. Please, when we have our live sessions, don't have your phone out the whole time. If I've only got 47 minutes a week with you twice, I would really like to have your attention during that time. So please just kind of be good about that when we're having our online sessions. Now, this next part is different this year. Typically, you are expected to travel at least once to the downtown main library in order to complete the Fallen Heroes project. That's not going to be the case this year because of the strange circumstances that we're living in. So you don't need to worry about traveling downtown to main library. All of the materials that you would have got from there, I've been working with the librarians and researchers, and they're going to help us get. Materials things that you are going to want for this class. Number one, obviously if you're watching this, you got online, so hats off to you. You need your online login and password for TPS computers. You will want a notebook dedicated to this class and something to write with every day. I am going to be pushing work out to you guys every single day, not just the 2 days a week that I see you. So, what does that mean? A lot of times I'm going to be pushing out notes to you. And they're going to be notes that look a lot like this. You're going to be able to see me. I have a number of guests that are going to join us on video this semester. You'll be able to see our guests. And we'll have a PowerPoint running in the background or something like that. So, sorry, my notifications are still coming in. So we'll have these things, these notes on the screen, and I really encourage you to take the notes. Here's why. Notes are not busy work, okay? I know some teachers use them as busy work, and that's bad. It's really bad. What notes are is the practice of a skill we call transference. So transference is this, okay? All of us take information in somehow, right? We hear it, we see it, we experience it around us, okay? In transference, you take information in and then you have to put it out. So how do we put out information? We can do it by speaking, we can do it by writing, we can do it by interpretive dance, okay? There's a lot of ways we can output information. When you're doing notes, what's happening is this. You're taking information in through your eyes, you're taking information in through your ears, and then your brain has to process it and make it come out your fingers holding a pen. I know that this year I cannot be looking at you when you're taking notes and go, hey man, get to work here. Come on, you're not going to learn anything this way. You need to take notes. I cannot stress this enough. Taking notes is how we learn a lot of what we learn. So we will be taking notes. You will need a notebook to devote to this class. And those notes are really going to help you with our tests. And we're only going to have 3 tests this year. Test 1, Test 2, and the final exam. And on those tests, they're going to be essay tests, and they're going to be specific to things we've done in class. They're not going to be things you can Google. So you're going to want to make sure you take notes, and you're going to want to make sure that you've got those notes available when the tests come around. So that's that. Online research is a big part of what we do. Everybody should have a device now. And if you don't, if you're watching this on somebody's device, get in touch with me. I'll get in touch with the district. We'll get you fixed up. I also really encourage you to have a folder, and this could be a virtual folder on the desktop of your device. Have a folder where you're keeping all your fallen hero information, which again, we'll talk about later, but I want you to be prepared. One of the biggest jobs of a researcher is organizing your research, and it's a lot harder than people think. So those are the materials you need every day. Next, resources. We use Google Classroom for almost everything in this class. You'll submit your assignments through it. You'll get your assignments through it. I'll send out information. Google Classroom is available, if you didn't already know, as an app on your phone. And you can set it to get notifications so you know as soon as I send something out. And I promise, I'm not sending stuff out in the middle of the night, so you don't need to worry about 3 a.m. alerts from this guy. The other thing, I have a classroom Twitter. It's at @CAPT_Boyle, @CaptBoyle. And it has things of interest for all 3 of my classes. If you only want to see the stuff for this class, just follow the hashtag TPSWW2. And that's the hashtag I use to tag anything that is of interest for the World War II class. So, over the course of this class, what can you expect to learn? We have 3 units. The first unit basically takes us through Pearl Harbor. The second unit takes us from Pearl Harbor through June 5th of 1944. And then the third unit takes us from the landings at Normandy to the end of the war and into the post-war era. So I'm not going to read all those things, but some of them should look familiar to you from your World and American History classes. The Versailles Treaty, First World War. Hopefully you've seen the word Blitzkrieg before. Pearl Harbor you've hopefully seen before. Some of the other stuff will be new to you. So, all of this said, I am very excited to work with you guys this year. I can't wait till we can actually be in person. One of the things that is difficult for me, as some of you know, I've been dealing with stage 4 metastatic cancer for 9 years. I have tumors in my lungs, and over time, I've had radiation done to my lungs that has further weakened the top of my left lung, and it's kind of like they call it a fibrosis that's happened up there, and that makes it kind of dangerous for me right now with the pandemic, because it kind of targets lungs, and so I'm kind of under pretty strict doctor's orders not to be around people very much until there's a vaccine available. So I really hope I'm going to be seeing you guys. I hope I'm going to see everybody in person at least once this semester. And I'm pretty sure at some point, I really hope I'll get to see you on live camera from school when we go back to normal distance learning instead of virtual distance learning. But anyways, guys, that's all I've got. You can always contact me. You can contact me through my email, jboyle@tps.org. You can contact me through Twitter. You can contact me through Google Classroom. Please stay in touch with me. As I've said before, it is more critical than ever for all of us to stay in touch with each other this year. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. And listen, guys, even with all of this, you're doing great.